So as always, friend, I am here again with you with another video. This video is not some subject of project management. No, it's a bit different, and this is basically on the challenges you face, challenges the project manager face while managing projects. I'll just tell you what are the challenges you are going to face and how you can overcome it. Is it not so interesting? This is not a project management subject, but as a project manager, when you have been assigned with project management job, when you have been given a duty of project manager, what are the general challenges you are going to face? There will be many challenges, but I have got those generic challenges which you are going to face, and if you practice what I am going to tell you, you are going to overcome it and do your projects with confidence. I have few slides for this, so let's go to my laptop and watch the video. So friends, here it is, challenges for project managers. So friends, these are the challenges: unrealistic deadlines, scope changes, uncertain dependencies, insufficient team skills, disengaged stakeholders, resource competition, non-centralized communications. So one by one I will be covering these challenges in the next slides. So unrealistic deadlines. So what are the causes? When you do a projects initially, you are not familiar of the projects, and so very optimistically you set deadlines. Those are basically wrongly set at the initial stages. Then unrealistic estimation, because the project informations are not available, complete information is not available, you are going to have the estimation unrealistic again. Then sometimes some managements demand that certain projects must be completed on certain and so on, so that it is basically the organizational requirement. So these are the causes for unrealistic deadlines. And what are the way out is find alternative approaches and methodologies. Then have diligent planning. Diligent planning in the sense you are going to plan and replan and control and monitor and all this. Maybe you have to put a lot of more effort while doing this. Then perform alternate analysis. If something is not working, have an alternate analysis for it, and then move in that way. Then also it's important to say no. Be bold and say no to your management that it's not feasible, it's not possible to complete these projects on these deadlines. The next is scope changes. Scope is something which you do to complete a project. So if you are doing a technical projects, so there will be technical issues, which will can make your scope to go up or down. Then the time horizon of the project. Suppose some project is some product is only to be used or can be produced to bring into the market in the next 6 months, and you are not able to complete the projects on time, and then what happens is that the time horizon changes, and there may be some addition and alternation to the project, to the product, and there will be scope creep. Then hidden associated works. There will be some sort of work which you don't know. They are hidden. They are the associated work. They are not the exact work. So in that manner also there will be scope creep. And also poor quality leading to rework. If you are not conscious enough about your, are not concerned about your quality, then you may have to do some rework, and that will be another additional to your initial scope of work. Now what are the way outs? The way outs are have change management plan. So before starting the projects, have a change management plan. If some scope changes come, how to deal with it, how to tackle it. Then perform impact analysis. If some scope changes has come, so have its impact on the project. Analyze it, how it is going to impact the project. Then negotiate for trade-offs in time of cost and time with the sponsor. And also communicate well with your team about the change and how you are going to handle it. What is going to be its impact. The next is uncertain dependencies. And this is basically the dependencies which are going to come in the project or in your tasks. So this comes because of poor planning techniques. If you are not planning well, if you are not having the fundamental in planning, if you are not knowing the job, some projects are quite new to you, so you don't know its tasks, you don't know what are the dependencies, so there will be some certain of uncertain dependencies. And also lack of subject knowledge. Again, I told you that you have no idea of the project, so there will be this issue. Then environmental factor. Environmental factors are those which are basically not in your hand. Like the change of government policies can bring something, some dependency to your project. Maybe some change of some season which you are not able to perform, you are not able to complete the previous work, and the next work is, dependent on it, and you are not able to complete. So these are the things which causes these uncertain dependencies. And how to, tackle them is basically consult the subject matter expert of those works. Conduct brainstorming with your team and with the subject matter experts or the consultants hired from the outside. Then manage the risk. Risk, they can impede your project, so manage them. Weed out discretionary dependencies. There will be some mandatory dependencies, but there will be also plenty of discretionary, dependencies. So weed out them wherever it is feasible. Next is insufficient team skill. This is, quite critical in the sense that if you are doing some projects, the project team must have the knowledge or, competency level to complete those tasks of the project. So lack of subject knowledge. Poor analysis of core skill requirement. You need to analyze. If you have not done it correctly, maybe you will be fall short of some resources, some skill set. Then lack of funds. If you don't have funds, you will not able to take the correct, adequate resources, the correct resources, the competent resources. And also non-availability of skilled resources. There are few regions, few countries, few places you don't find all those key resources, all those competent resources for those areas if your projects are in those areas. And how to overcome it is document core skill requirement. So initially when you take up the project, please document your skill requirement of your resources. Then analysis skill gaps. If you have a project team, you analyze your team one by one. What are the skill requirement and what is the gap we have with the people. So accordingly you can arrange training for them, training session for them, send them outside for some training. And also recruit people based on your requirement. So basically it is need based requirement. You have to recruit your people for your project. Next is disengage stakeholders. This is again important because stakeholders are the people, those who directly or indirectly impact the project. So the causes of disengaged stakeholders are lack of project ownership. These stakeholders, they don't own up the project. They don't show any ownership towards the project. They remain away from the project. Then non-collaborative approach. Again, they don't collaborate with the project team for completing the projects. Poor communication, and if you are not able to communicate the project status, project issues, risk to these stakeholders, then they will remain disengaged. Then the cultural difference. Of course, if you are working in a project where a lot of people are from different background, different origin, there will be cultural differences, cultural difference, and you are going to have this issue. So what are the way out of this is shared accountability. You must share the accountability to all stakeholders. Honest and correct status feedback of the project. If you are a project manager, you want to, give your project status, please be honest and give it, correct feedback to your people. Then keep the stakeholders informed and engaged. So whenever you have, these stakeholders, you keep them engaged and also informed about the risk, the issues, the status updates or any held ups in the project. Please keep them informed at all the time and with the correct information. And resource competition. This happens when in organization there are a number of projects running and you have very few resources or a few key resources or few people have got the competency level to work in all the projects. So basically it is basically a multiple project issue in an organization. And also the inadequate core skill sets resources. You have resources but they are not inadequate with their competency level. So these are the causes for resource competitions. So how to overcome it is basically effective coordination of functional department. There are functional department in the organization. So if there is effective coordination, then probably people can shift their workplace, go to project and work, and the right time they can come and join your project or in the other projects. Then resource planning. You must plan your resources when you are taken up a project. Plan when, at what time you require certain type of resources or key resources, because key resources are not available ubiquitously. So they are scarce. So you need to have a resource plan, and also updating resource pool. as an organization or as a project manager, you need to update your resource pool. Whatever pool you have, you need to update it to your requirement in future or in the as the project moves forward. The last but not the least is non-centralized communication. As you know, communication is really important for any project, and if you are able to communicate well in your project, half the job is done. So the causes are lack of communication management plan, and that covers the number of channels, standard response time, mode of communication, and the cross communication defects. Cross communication defects means certain things which you no need to pass to someone, but it is passed and again repassed to someone. So all this must be defined, and these are the causes. If these problems will be there, then you will have this issue. So the way out is proper communication management plan. You need to have a communication management plan as far as the project management knowledge base is concerned. Maintain centralized communication flow within the project or outside the project with your stakeholders. On time and the right information sharing is critical, because if information are not shared at the right time, to the right people, with the right manner or the right mode, right content, then it gets no use. So be sure that you are sharing the information at the right time to the right people. Those are the challenges, but then we need to overcome it as a project manager. So these are the things. If you do it, then probably you'll be able to work smart over the challenges. They are in manage stress and sustain positive energy. Project is complex. Project is dynamic. You are managing a lot of things, money, resources, and everything, funds, equipment. So you need to manage your stress and always be positive in your approach. Develop clear channel of accountability within your team or within the all stakeholders. Nobody should have an ambiguity in their accountability or responsibility. Maintain positive attitude and relationship among the employees. You need to maintain, positive attitude among all the employees. Employees here is the team members or the stakeholders. Motivate and facilitate your team to complete tasks in defined time. If you need to complete, projects on time, you need to complete all the tasks in time. Make it as a habit within your team. Monitor and maintain a balance between the expected and the incurred cost of the project. This is basically fund management or cash flow. This you need to manage well. So these are the things which you need to do in order to get success in projects, in order to overcome the challenges which I told you earlier. So basically, the bottom line says it's you, the project manager, best fit for this job because you are trained for it. That's it, friend. These are the challenges which generally we face as a project manager. I have been in this field for the last 25 years. And mind it, it's not an easy job because projects are complex in nature. Projects are dynamic in their attributes. And when you are managing a project, you are managing people, you are managing resources, you are managing material, you are managing equipment, you are managing infrastructure, you are managing funds. So there are a lot of things you are managing. And when you do that, and at the same time when you want to achieve your objective of completing the projects on time, the challenges are going to be the impediments for you. So friend, these challenges and the way I told you to handle it can make you, give you the success, and then you can walk over with confidence, Then you can have the sweetness of, completing your projects on time within the budgets. So thanks for watching, and as always, the general request is press the like button, share the video with your friends, subscribe the channel if you are not subscribed yet, and at the same time press the like button and also the bell icon, which will give you an opportunity, for the notification for the next video to come to you. So thanks for watching. Thanks for being with me.